Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right back.
Roll call, please. 6 o'clock. Yep, 6 o'clock.
Michael Cashman,
Present.
Thomas Wood is here, but he's wandering the building. Meg LaFave,
Present.
Barb Hebert,
Present.
Charles Costa,
Here.
Rick Collins.
Resolution 230, approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of November 15, 2018 be approved and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Seconded.
I'm going to give it to Hebert. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Is there anything for public comment this evening?
No.
Resolution 231, abstract 1A-18.
Resolved that the abstract of audit of claims number 12B-18, 2622 to 2743 for $757,637.49. An abstract 12B-18, 456 to 472 prepays in the amount of $636,223.72 be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisors hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Caustic, any discussion?
Just that to help colleagues and constituents, a significant portion of that obviously is, we've got the exterior renovations and interior renovations for the Cumberland Head tank and the Hammond Lane tank, so that was about $530,000.
Anything else? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 232, monthly department head reports.
Resolved to receive and place on file a monthly department head reports, building and grounds, highway superintendent, park and recs, safety committee, tax receiver, codes and zoning, planning and community development, supervisor's financial report, and town clerk.
Motion?
So
LaFave, Caustic, any discussion?
I just like to say that in terms of our departments, water and sewer and highway, buildings and grounds, they have been called out like Thanksgiving Day and many different days for storms or breaks, things like that. And it seems like for them, unfortunately, it always happens on one of those days when or a Sunday or whatever, but they've been out and doing it all, regardless of the weather.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 233, drug and alcohol testing program agreement. Before we go into the reading of this, a number of these are going to be annuals, and someone had inquired about could we do a waiving of the reading. I would take that into consideration before Ricky has to read all of them, if there's an interest in that. So again, it's motion to waive the reading and go direct to a vote. So is there a motion on said item? This is an annual.
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Caustic, Hebert, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 234, employee assistance services. This is an annual. I'm going to just itemize which ones are annuals. Okay.
I'll make a motion to waive the reading and proceed to a vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
Caustic, any discussion?
It's just for the employee assistance program, right?
Correct.
It's a very valuable
Yep. Absolutely.
program.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 235, Elmore SPCA agreement. This is an annual.
Move to waive the reading and go direct to vote.
Caustic, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So does carry. Resolution 236, municipal property and liability insurance renewal. This is an annual.
Can I just
I don't want to bounce around, so
Yeah.
where are you? Are you on a different
The Employee
resolution?
assistance one,
Go back, okay.
just, I had mentioned, I had called in and said that the dates, I just wanted to make sure that the dates were correct.
Okay.
It was January
Oh, okay.
2018 on my,
Completion.
on original,
She may have put it in the packets, but I will make a note here.
okay, just
Okay.
make sure.
Okay,
Attached, Tom.
yep.
I think she might have got it corrected on that one.
Okay.
I know it was wrong before.
Resolution 236, municipal property and liability insurance renewal. This is an annual.
Make a motion to waive the reading and move to vote.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, is there any discussion?
Okay, I just want to check the dates, January 10th to January 10th, 2000, okay, that was changed, all right.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So does carry. Resolution 237, this is an annual JCO services agreement for 2019 to 2020.
I'll make a motion to waive the reading and go to direct to vote.
LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion?
Looks
That's-
like, it does look like the dates are,
The dates, they're not the same every year,
Oh.
because we renew at different times.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And Barb, thanks for having JCO come in this year.
No, no
yeah, that
problem.
was helpful.
Should do that
That's
again.
good.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And what I meant by that one in particular is that's an annual funded item. Okay. Let's see, 238, Town of Plattsburgh Website Management Independent Contractor Consultant Agreement. And this is basically an annual. This is Kimmel Services.
I'd move that we waive the reading and go direct to vote.
I'll second it.
Costick, Hebert, any discussion? I just want to add one thing, and I actually want to thank Debbie as part of this. You didn't think I was going to do that. We've made some adjustments in our calendar that Ricky now has the ability to directly edit
I thought you'd do it.
our committees, and I think that's working really well. It's one of those items that, not that it was a huge expense, but because we had the Google Calendar, Ricky can do it right from his desktop, and within literally seconds, it's updated. So it's a nice new feature, and Mr. Kimmel was able to make that adjustment, pretty quickly. So
Yeah,
thanks to
that'd be
Ricky and
very-
Debbie for bringing that to our attention.
Very helpful.
And stuff. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So does carry. Resolution 239, 2018 budget amendment.
Whereas the town may need to amend the 2018 budget to reflect changes in revenue and expenditures during the year. Whereas the budget amendments will offset from existing fund balances or additional revenues. Therefore be resolved, the town board, town of Plattsburgh, authorizes the following budget amendment. Increase appropriation capital equipment capital outlay, $151,000. Decrease of unappropriated fund balance, $151,000. To reflect the construction of a cold storage building for the highway equipment. And to be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion? I just want to add that they have already had a kickoff meeting. Myself, Tim, and Greg to talk with the company to begin the process of identify some dates in the spring. And if they can move it up earlier, they will. It'll be somewhat weather dependent. But the highway department is beyond excited about this, so this will be a nice addition to them. So just as a heads up, there you
Yeah,
go.
and Tim was very good. He sat down with me. I asked him to go over the specifications
Yeah.
a little bit more with me, and he did that, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, so does carry. Resolution 240, request to attend the DOS Building Standards and Code Basics Training Program.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Code and Zoning Department personnel are required to complete basic training and development courses. And whereas it is in the best interest of the town codes and zoning department to receive this training as soon as possible as available. Now therefore be resolved that Drew Arthur be allowed to attend the Department of State Building Standards Code Basic Training Program held on January 8th through the 10th, 2019, and February 19th to the 21st, 2019 in Latham, New York. And it be further resolved that $758 for lodging and meals be charged to the Codes and Zoning Department budget account number. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, Codes and Zoning Department head, and also one be placed in Mr. Arthur's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, second.
Second.
Wood, discussion?
This is just a continuation of the training that he's needed to get started.
Correct.
That he's been to 2 trainings, I believe, in the
Well, no, yeah, you're close, Tom. This will be the last 2 of the 6, so he's got 6 to do. He's done 4. These are the
He's
last
done 4,
2.
obviously.
Yeah, I confirmed it with Steve and
That's good.
Al,
I
so
think
it's
that's
good.
credit to him too, he got
It
right
is.
on and got it done quick,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
But
excellent.
again, credit to the department because they had to move quickly on the recruitment of this position for 2 positions, as you recall. So getting that person hired in a timely fashion, the civil service, et cetera, allowed him to start his training on time.
In a good sequence.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what we were looking for.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Say.
Aye.
Aye, so does carry. Resolution 241, 2018 culvert pipe order.
As the necessity to continue maintenance and improvements of roadside drainage ditches and the stormwater drainage system within the town requires the need for additional drainage pipe. Whereas Tim Dubray, Highway Superintendent, has submitted a quote dated December 12, 2018 to place an order of culvert pipe. And whereas the total estimated cost of said pipe is $3,318.04. Now therefore be resolved, the town board does hereby approve said purchase of culvert pipe, and the highway superintendent is hereby authorized to make said purchase. And it be further resolved that payment for this purchase be made payable from the 2018 drainage pipe account, as so noted, and that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and highway superintendent.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, second.
Second.
LaFave, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so does carry. Resolution 242, sale of surplus equipment.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh has equipment that is no longer needed or useful and necessary to take said equipment out of service. And whereas in a request identified as surplus equipment from various town of Plattsburgh departments, the following equipment has been recommended for surplus and no longer needed. 1, 1988 Arbor Green paver. Now therefore be resolved, the town board does hereby authorize the item listed above to be sent out for auction by the highway department in an appropriate manner.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, Wood, discussion.
Aye.
I'm hopeful that the new auction site that we're using will be, again, proven to be beneficial. So,
Yep, we did the
looking forward to
last
seeing
time.
this one.
so we're
Absolutely.
looking forward.
All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 243, propane purchase contract for 2018-2019.
Whereas a request has been received from Scott Stoddard, Director, for permission to purchase propane to use by the town of Plattsburgh Water and Wastewater Department. Whereas the propane tank currently in need of being supplied are owned by AmeriGas, 361 South Junction Road, Plattsburgh, New York, 12901. And whereas the propane supply agreement has been received from AmeriGas stipulating the price to be determined as the company's local index price of $1.50. Therefore be resolved that the town board does hereby grant permission to Scott Stoddard, Director, to order of said propane, and the supervisors hereby directed and authorized to sign any related documents required for the purchase. And it is further resolved that payment for the purchase be made payable from the 2018-2019 water and wastewater budget account, as so noted. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and water and wastewater director.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Caustic, second.
Second.
Hebert, discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 244, resignation of Stephanie Henry as account clerk typist.
Whereas Mrs. Stephanie Hendry has submitted a letter of resignation from her position as a clerk, account clerk typist effective January 1st, 2019. Therefore be resolved that the town board, with appreciation of prior service, of years of service in this position, accept Ms. Hendry's letter of resignation as a account clerk typist. And it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and one be put in her personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Nobody
Okay.
wants
Nobody
She's
wants
gonna
it.
go
Yeah.
anyways,
Oh,
but
no, I don't
It's gonna happen, so that's why I did that.
discussion, with that, I think some people may want to say some stuff, but I'd like to lead it off by saying, in her letter, she noted that she's decided to take another job that puts her at a higher title. That largely, I would say, is, the piece of the puzzle here. And I'm extremely appreciative of her years of service to the town. Also, the fact that she gave a 3-week notice to help through the transition. And she says, and I quote here, "I'd like to thank you for the professional and personal development opportunities that you have provided me during my tenure of 10 and a half years that I was employed at the town." I think that speaks volumes, that it's sad to see employees move on to other types of employment, different agencies, etc. But having, and continue to work directly with that department daily, I'm very appreciative of the service she gave to the town.
And it's it's really good to have an employee like her that elevates, her personality just elevates everything, and she has a smile on her face most of every time you go in there, so, she's always receptive, and worked any particular, okay, you need to work in this department, or you need to work in that department, she did it. I didn't realize it's been 10 and a half years, it seemed like it's only a few years, but, okay.
You've just been here forever. All right, anybody else?
She's assisted the audit committee in getting the vouchers ready. Because of our meetings being on Thursday, those vouchers need to get ready and for the audit committee to review. So she tries very hard to get those done by Wednesday at noon, so that Tom and I can at least get in here as early as we can to get those. So she does other things, but I'm appreciative of that.
And I think to kind of piggyback on what Tom said, when she joined the safety committee with us, she's been a vital, went there and chased down the endless use ends and phone calls, so.
Yeah, she'll do that.
It is a great loss, but we certainly wish her luck.
She did a lot of things within the town too, for different people and different events, things like that help.
All those in favor? Begrudgingly.
Well, yes, I guess I have to,
All right,
Okay.
but I'm glad that she's got a really good job, and that's important.
so this does carry. All right. Resolution 245, planning board member appointment, Tim Palmer.
Whereas Tim Palmer is willing to serve as a planning board member, therefore be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby appoint Mr. Palmer, a resident of the town of Plattsburgh, to the planning board as a regular board member with a term to expire December 31st, 2025. And there be it resolved, Mr. Palmer take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and the supervisor send a letter of appointment and appreciation to Mr. Palmer. And it be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the planning department head, a certified copy be placed in Mr. Palmer's file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Lefebvre, second. Wood, discussion?
This is a reappointment, Michael? I mean, it's just an
Yes.
edit can be done to the certified copy. That's
Well,
all.
an appointment is also a
Yeah.
reappointment, so if you want, I can put reappointment. if you
Yeah.
want.
Is he the chair?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
No, and I'd just like to say that, I mean, as far as the people in the department go, Trevor and Elaine and stuff, I think they work really well with, Tim works really well with them. I believe he leads a good meeting, at least any of the ones that I've seen.
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, so does carry. Resolution 246, 5-year appointment of ZBA member.
Whereas a vacancy exists in the zoning board of appeals for a board member, and whereas Mary Ann Alexandro is willing to serve as a regular board member, now therefore be resolved that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, does hereby appoint Mary Ann Alexandro to the zoning board of appeals for a term to expire 12/31/2024. And it be further resolved that a copy of this be given to the codes and zoning department head, chairperson of the zoning board, and a certified copy be placed in Ms. Alexandru's file. And it be further resolved that Ms. Alexandru take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, second. LaFave, discussion. Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Carries. 247, town board meetings for 2019.
Resolved that the town board regularly monthly and semi-monthly meetings be held on the first and Thursday respectively of each month at 6 p.m. prevailing time at the Town Hall at 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York. And to be further resolved that on occasions the town board will meet 15 minutes earlier to distribute materials to the councilors and prepare for the meeting. And it be further resolved, as needed, the town board informal work session meeting shall be held on the second and fourth Thursday of each month at 6 p.m. prevailing time at the Town Hall, 151 Baker Road, Plattsburgh, New York, pursuant to Section 62 of the town law. And it be further resolved that in the event of a fifth Thursday of the month, meeting will be scheduled at the discretion of the supervisor. And it be further resolved that due to holidays observance, the town board has hereby changed dates respectively scheduled meetings as follows. Thursday, July 4th, 2019 will be canceled. Thursday, November 28th, 2019 will be canceled. And it be further resolved that a copy of the change date be posted on the town's website, and a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, second.
Second.
LaFave, any discussion?
Just one thing I'd like to point out, ask, and see if it's possible. I thought one of the best meetings that we've had in this almost year that I've been on the board was the informal work session that we had at the District 3 Fire Station that was well attended by the public.
Yeah.
I thought there was a lot of great input at that particular meeting. I'd like to see if it's possible with some of these work sessions to maybe get 2 or 3 additional meetings of that type on the schedule.
Sure. We can work on that, definitely.
I'd also say, I had a conversation with Trevor yesterday, and he was talking about relaying information to the board, and I thought a solution would be to have, at least at the beginning of the year, have Trevor come to a work session and present some of the ideas or the things that he'd like to work on for us to kind of prioritize our projects and what.
Like an update preview.
And if anybody
Yeah, and it might just be a good idea to get in the routine of doing that every year, and maybe quarterly or biannually.
Sure.
And if Scott wants to do it, or the highway wants to do it, I think those are really great conversations to have when we're all together.
Yep.
I think we're evolving those work sessions into a platform or a venue for those kinds of
Yes.
opportunities, whether it be the agencies that we connect with
Yeah.
or something that could be of interest to our constituents. So, yeah.
Okay, all right. All is it? No, go ahead.
It would be important, I don't know if everyone has seen it, because some are newer, but his report on what was accomplished, and it was 2 years ago that we had the report, but on what was accomplished during the comprehensive land use plan that was set up in 2010 is very good, and it shows what we've done and what things needed to be done, and it was recommendations for, maybe we should drop this and try something else. I think that report is important, and he maybe could bring a copy or go over that with us at the time.
Okay. All is in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So does carry. Resolution 249, this is an annual with some slight changes.
That was 240.
Sorry,
Ms.
got stuck
Landau.
together. I was
Something
thinking
about
of
some
going in a different
deputy
direction.
This is an important one.
Resolution 248, Deputy Supervisor reappointment for 2019.
Resolved pursuant to Section 42 of the town law that Councilor Meg E. LaFave be reappointed by the supervisor to serve at his pleasure as Deputy Supervisor for the town of Plattsburgh for 2019. And it be further resolved that she take the oath of office within 30 days of this resolution, and in the absence of the supervisor, Meg E. LaFave be given statutory authority in the same capacity as the town supervisor currently is. And it be further resolved, a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, one be placed in Ms. LaFave's personnel file, and one be sent to New York State Retirement Board.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, Wood, discussion.
Second resolve, is the word "she" in there? It's not in mine, but Ricky read it, I just want to make sure.
Nope.
Okay. If we put that in, then fine.
I'm just gonna say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, thank you for,
Thanks for your trust.
thanks for agreeing.
I will say, this last year and a half, I've worked a full-time job in addition to this job. In the previous years on the board, I was working other jobs but part-time or freelance, and it's a balancing act.
Mhm.
So I appreciate the flexibility that you give us to come and go as we can and as our other jobs allow.
Appreciate it, so, thank you. I'm actually gonna do a roll call on this.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Mike Cash.
Yes, so does carry. Resolution 249, committee appointments for 2019. Again, this is an annual with slight changes. What I propose, Rick, is I'll read the names in the committees, and then maybe someone will make a motion to go to a vote, okay? So Tom Wood and Barbara Hebert will be appointed to serve the assessing, planning, zoning committees. Wood and Hebert will be on the auditing committees. Costick and LaFave will be on the building and grounds committee. LaFave and Costick will be on the community services and ambulance committee. Hebert will be appointed to the finance committee. Wood and Hebert will be on the highway committee. Wood and Hebert will be on the justice court committee.
Did you say something?
LaFave and Costick will be on the personnel committee. Costick and Wood will be on the safety committee. LaFave and Costick will be on the water and wastewater committee. And Costick and LaFave will be on the youth services recreation committee. I think I caught. Did I get everything?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Check them off as you run along.
I would accept a motion to read the full of it. If
So
there is
moved.
one. Okay.
Eliminate reading and vote on the resolution.
Okay. Wood, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, new discussion. Again, thank you for all of you. I mean, a lot of the legwork is done in the committee structure as we've talked about before, so thank you for making the time for that. So, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Fire District, 250 Fire District Liaison for 2019 is an annual with a slight change, so I'm just going to read the departments and then ask for potential waiving of the reading. Hebert will be the liaison to District 3. LaFave will be the liaison to Katyville. Wood will be the liaison to Morrisonville. Costick will be the liaison to South Plattsburgh. And I will continue to be the liaison to Cumberland Head Fire District. Is there a motion to waive the reading, go to direct to a vote?
So moved.
So moved.
Costick, Wood, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. This is an annual 251, the appointment of a fair housing officer.
I would move to waive the reading and go direct to vote.
Seconded.
Costick, Hebert, any discussion? And just so people know, it will be Mr. Imhoff again. All right, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 So does carry. Resolution 252, this is a annual and appointment of the court clerks.
Move that we waive the reading and resolution.
Okay, continuation of Pamela St. John and Pamela Esposito in this role. Is there a second? What was the first?
Second,
Fave, any discussion?
just that they're very valuable employees,
Yes, they are.
good at what they do down there.
Very knowledgeable.
All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. Resolution 253, election workers' compensation for 2019. This is an annual as well.
I'll waive to read the resolution and go direct to vote.
Fave, is there a second?
Second?
Costick, any discussion?
We're just going to be paying what the Board of Elections tells us we have to pay.
Yep. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution 254, resolution authorizing supervisor to enter into an agreement with James J. Coffey Esquire to provide legal services.
Whereas the town board, town of Plattsburgh, wishes to retain the services of James J. Coffey Esquire as an independent contractor that is an appointed official to provide legal services on behalf of the town. Whereas James J. Coffey Esquire has offered to provide legal services to the town. Whereas the town is desirous to retain James Coffey to perform legal services. Now therefore be that the town board, town of Plattsburgh, in a regular session duly convened, does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute the attached agreement with James J. Coffey Esquire to furnish and perform legal services for the town, which are subject to the attached agreement. 2, the above services as outlined, the attorney will submit an appropriate voucher to the town for audit and payment of legal services rendered during the prior month. 3, James J. Coffey Esquire will be entitled to protection under the public officials liability policy of the town. 4, this resolution shall take effect immediately.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
LaFave, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? I will just provide that there is a change from him being an employee, as we've discussed, that there'll be some long-term cost savings. So, okay. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So does carry. I believe there's a need to go into an executive session to discuss the work history of 3 specific individuals. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second? Costick.
Is there any litigation?
Which there was. Going to
Well, I've
executive
heard you tell
session
me that before.
at 6:31 PM. Roll call.
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Meg LaFave,
Yes.
Barb Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Mike Cashman.
Yes. So in at 6:31, no action to be taken.